What's happening, Hammers? Dan Lawless for West Ham Fan TV, giving you my instant reaction to Watford 2, West Ham 0. And that was awful. What can I say? That was awful. Different manager, same West Ham. And that was very telling. That was very telling. I mean, you know, there's been all this talk about, obviously, the fitness this, the fitness that. And, you know, it's still early doors into Moyes' reign. There's a few things you've got to consider, things like that. You know, so he's just taken over, so maybe it's going to take time. Obviously, he hasn't had the full international break with all the players. We've got injuries, blah, blah, blah. But for me, it just shows the players aren't good enough and they're not trying hard enough. A big problem is the players. And this is what I've said before, is with the whole Slaven Bilic thing and things like that, and the whole thing that come out about the training and fitness, and the players have been absolute disgrace and not taking enough responsibility. But now, with Bilic gone, the players can't hide behind him anymore. The board can't hide behind him anymore. And don't get me wrong, it was the right decision to let him go, but he was used as a scapegoat a lot of the time, and that's Bilic is the sort of guy, he protected the players. He really did protect the players. And I'm just sick and tired of watching games and seeing teams press us, and when the other team's got the ball, we back off, and just wait and give them time and space to score. It's so bloody frustrating. When it got to 2-0, you just knew there was no chance. I mean, we had some good chances, both Kiarte's chances. If Fernandez is there, which is bad luck, you know, I think he buries those. Real big chances, and then Arnautovic's chance that he had, the header with a double save, great chance. So we had some good chances, but you know, you've got to keep putting the opposite team under pressure till they do make mistakes. You know, Arnautovic ended up going off injured with a wrist injury. Carroll, I tell you, Carroll was an absolute shambles today. He was an absolute shambles. It just seemed like a matter of time before he got a red card. I don't know what he was doing. And when he did come on in the second half, he was non-existent. I didn't even notice him. But maybe that was due to him being on that yellow and close to getting a red. Obiang, I thought, was particularly awful. Couldn't string a pass together. And it's just weird. I don't understand that these players, some of these players that were such great players for us, are just not the same anymore. Creswell, Kiarte, Obiang, Ogbonna, Carroll, you know, all of these players that, you know, when they play, they were great for us in part seasons gone by, are just awful now. It's kind of like if you've ever seen Space Jam, when the monsters, they take all the talent from the basketball players and the basketball players can't play anymore. It's kind of like that. I never thought I'd get a Space Jam reference into one of these videos, but that's exactly what it's like. I just don't recognise who these players are anymore, and if it's something wrong with the culture of the club or something, they've just seemed to have given up, and they really don't seem up for the fight. And I think we need to start maybe pushing in some hungry youngsters in there now. You know, it was good to see some of them included in the squad. That's hopeful, but I think we need to really start pushing them and giving them a chance, because they're going to be hungry, they're going to be wanting to prove themselves, and the hunger and desire just seems to have gone from our players, from the senior players at the moment, bar a few. This is the problem. These are the games we really need to be winning, and it's not a case of you know, you can't go and expect to beat Watford. Watford is a decent side. We have to win these games if we're going to stay up, because you know, we've got Leicester at home next week, which is going to be a tough game. Again, we have to win. Then Everton away. After that, we're looking at Man City's, Arsenal's, Chelsea's, and they're the games we're really not expected to win, and we probably won't. So if we don't win these games and then we go and lose these games, we're going to start to fall behind, because you've got Palace is getting better. Everton are picking up points. Bournemouth, this is going to be a very hard battle to stay up. And like I said, the players don't seem to be up for it. We have to go out and we have to spend in January. We really do. And I'm not saying panic buy, but just look at key positions. That central defensive midfielder, maybe Cavallo. We need some pace in the team, some energy. Just go out and spend. But you know, let's see what Moyes does with more time. He really needs to just give these players a kick up the arse, Pierce, all of that. But that was just unacceptable. And the fans singing "You're not fit to wear the shirt" for the first time. Um, and you can't disagree with him. You can't disagree with him at all after that performance. And a lot of anti-board songs which you've seen. And again, you can't blame the players. Now, we're not saying that. I don't think the fans are saying that this performance is down to the board, because obviously you can't just say it's the players really. But it's just a combination of everything that's happened over the years that's led us to this point of moving to this stadium. All the promises, all the lies. And fans just need to let it out and get it off their chest and let the board know exactly how they feel. A lot of people sort of against that, but like I said, you can't blame the fans. And the reason why they're probably doing it during the game is that's when you get the most eyes. If you're going to protest, you want as many eyeballs on that protest as possible. And the best time to do it is during the game. So, and to say that if the fans didn't sing the anti-board songs, the players would have been any different is complete rubbish. They just did not turn up for that game. They were not up for it at all. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think anyway. On to Leicester. We need some 3 points. Let's hope he picks up, picking some up. So come on, you Irons.